All right, so things not to do before you close. How not to screw this up, coming up. Hey everyone, Andrew here with the Lake Team. Welcome back to another video we have for you today. Today we are going to talk about how not or what not to do before you close on a house. It's going to get pretty interesting. We're going to go over a couple of stories here and there. But anyways, if you haven't already, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button down below. The Lake Team here, we try to produce the best real estate content to you guys each and every week. But with that being said, let's go ahead and move forward into today's topic. All right, so a couple things not to do before you close on a house. Now, man, there's definitely some horror stories out there that I've heard of, and I've actually witnessed them before. But so a couple things that you don't want to do is don't finance anything, right? Don't finance anything. Don't buy a new car. Don't go buy appliances. Don't open up new credit cards. Don't go buy a boat. You freaking idiot. What are you thinking? Don't go buy boats, right? You're in the process of buying a house. You're almost there. Just wait until after you're financing the house and you'll be over with, and you can go do whatever you want at that point. Everyone's different, right? Everyone's level of income is different. So if you do need appliances, make sure you talk with your lender first about it, make sure they're cool with it, if you're gonna pay cash or if you're gonna finance it. I'm not the guy that's gonna tell you yes or no. I'm just gonna tell you to talk to your lender. So talk to your lender about that to make sure it is okay for you to do that, especially if you're gonna pay cash or especially if you're gonna finance it. Boats, what are you thinking? Don't buy a boat. Wait till you close on the house before you go buy a boat. There's no reason to spend $40,000 to $100,000 on a boat when you're right in the middle of a process about to purchase a pretty big investment. Another thing is you don't want to spend a large sum of money. That could throw up red flags to your lenders, to the underwriters when they do your final review and all your documentation before you get that clear to close. If you do need to spend large sums of money for whatever reason, again, speak with your lender. Okay, another one that we see quite often is don't deposit large sums of cash into your bank account. It's unverified. Your lender's going to want to know where it came from. So if you need to deposit a large amount of cash, I would advise you just wait till after you close on it. You don't want to throw up any red flags to your lenders on this, even though that cash is 100% legit. Wherever you got it from, if you sold some items on Facebook Marketplace or whatever the case is, if you need to deposit cash, I would wait until after closing. Now, if you need that cash to close on the property or to come up with some extra funds for closing costs, talk to your lender about that. They may want to, see some paperwork on just tracing, where the money came from. If you sold a boat, right, or if you sold, just anything, whatever you did. If you needed large sums of cash to deposit, talk with your lender again. All right, this one's going to seem like a no-brainer, but it has happened quite a bit. Don't quit your job or don't switch jobs right in the middle of buying a house. All right, that's a for sure bet that you are not going to get that house. Like that closing is not happening. No longer. It's going to be a very disappointing moment for you when you find that out. Don't be that guy, don't be that girl that's right in the middle of buying a house and they just go ahead and up and leave their job, or they quit their job, they switch jobs to a whole different industry altogether. Don't be that guy. Wait till, just wait a couple more weeks, wait a few more weeks before you decide to just up and leave your job, all right? It's just you don't want to be that girl, you don't want to be that guy. One big one too, it's not as big, but you don't want to rack up any pre-existing credit card debt. That's one thing too, when they're going to go for the clear to close, they might want to pull some credit reports, see if your debt to income has changed. Again, I'm not a lender, this isn't my expertise, but I do know that you don't want to rack up any existing credit card debt. If you do have some credit card debt, talk to your lender again. You may need to pay it down, or if you do have a limit, you could pay up. Or if you do have limited amount, if you needed to use some, talk with your lender before you do. Typically, if you're using small amounts of credit card debt, it may not be that big of an issue. But if you're going to make some pretty big purchases on the credit card, then maybe something you need to talk to your lender about. This one's also going to seem like a no-brainer. Don't skip your bills and don't be late on your bills. Make sure all your bills are paid. Make sure all your payments are going through. If you have any car notes, make sure those car notes are going through. You don't want any late payments that are going to be coming back up on your credit report, or if like I said, if the lender wants to repull their credit, or if the lender wants to redo or submit everything to underwriting and whatever their process looks like, if they want to double check that you are a good borrower, you don't want to be late on any of those payments because that might throw up some red flags to them, and then they may go ahead and just disqualify the loan altogether. All right, so the biggest things here are your finances. Like, you don't want to finance anything major. You don't want to go, buy new cars, buy new boats. You don't want to change jobs. You don't want to quit jobs, right? So those are the biggest things. And if anything you take from out of this video, take those three things away: financing big, huge items, quitting your job, and buying cars, things like that. So just take those items away. Do with what you will. But in this case, those three items right there is, I've personally witnessed clients do that. They did not talk to me, they did not talk to the lender. They just decided to go buy a new car throughout this buying process, and it turns out they couldn't buy a house. It was very disappointing for their family when they found that out. And then luckily a year later we got them into a property, but this time like it was just, we had to find them a different house, and they end up falling in love, you know, with that first house. And when it comes time, or when that happens and they learn that they can no longer finance a property, it's a pretty disappointing moment. It's actually sad to see. Quitting jobs is a no-brainer. Don't quit your job, don't switch jobs. So if I would highly advise you, just wait. Just give it, you know, a week or two until you close, and then just leave. Now, if you get fired, that's a different story. You may want to talk to your lender about that and see which direction is best to go if you got fired. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap up today's video. I'm Andrew here with the Lake team. Let me know what you guys think below in the comment section below. If you have any additional topics that you'd like me to cover, feel free to reach out to me or leave a comment in the section below as well. Also, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. That way you'll be the first to be notified of any videos that we release each and every week. Like I said, we do our best to produce the best real estate content, or all things real estate, especially here in the Houston area. If you have any ideas, any content that you'd like us to create, feel free to give us a shout. I'll leave all of my information in the link below. Again, that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm Andrew with the Lake team here in Houston, Texas, and I'll see you next week.